All right, one of the challenges of the 4L60, which is in this Buick, it's a 1996 Buick, it's an LT, I think it's a 1, so it's the Corvette engine. On this 4-speed transmission, it has a filter that sits just like this. Now, I've drained it, and what I'm going to show you now is there is a plug here that sits in the transmission, and it sits on top of that, provides a seal. Now, getting this out is traditionally a pain in the butt. So I'll show you how I got it out. What you see here is a 1/2-inch galvanized pipe. And what I've done is I've threaded it partially into the gasket I previously showed you. And I only put in 2 or 3 threads, and then I took a hammer, and with this thing nice and vertical, I slowly pounded it out, and then it popped out like that. So hopefully you can see that I have successfully removed this gasket or plug, whatever you want to call it. And the reason you do that is so that this seals really well on the outside. In addition, it seals really well on the inside, so that when let me adjust the light. So when the transmission fluid comes through this hole, it's sucked up into the transmission. It doesn't have a chance to suck any air, etc., past this gasket here. Now, getting this out is a problem because this end is flush with the transmission. Some people use picks and slide in here and then bend it and then use some needle nose pliers to grab it and yank it out. Well, I thought I would damage the nice machined surface in this hole. And so I can't remember where I saw it, but what you do is you take that 1/2-inch pipe, which is here, 1/2 inch, and I made mine by, 8 inches. Put a T on the end so that you can get some ability to pull out. And it's in there pretty hard. And then I just took a hammer and kept pulling down straight until it just popped right out. And that's what's happened. So do you have to replace this? Well, maybe yes, maybe no. I can't tell you. But if it starts to have a leak around this uptake pipe, then you're going to be sucking air into the transmission instead of fluid. So that's why I've done it. Now this still feels, let's see, does it feel good? Yeah, it still feels good. Yeah, it's pretty stiff to begin with. But you can see by looking at it that it is supposed to grab securely this, the pipe going into it. And it goes in quite a distance until it hits, hopefully you can see the edge. Goes all the way up, hits the edge. So I thought this was a reasonable way of taking it out. 1/2-inch pipe, gently screw it in to the seal. And like I said, a couple of turns. You don't want to go too far up, or what you'll end up doing is expanding this metal ring to the point where no matter how hard you pound, it's pressing out so hard onto the transmission that it's not going to pop out. And that's what I did initially. I screwed it in, started pounding, and I thought, no, this is not working. So I slowly backed out this 1/2-inch pipe and then kept pounding, firm, maybe 5-10 pounds on the hammer, and it just popped right out. And as you can see, I did not scar, damage, or ruin the surface in there for the seal. So success. I will then place this back in, make sure it's flush, put the filter back in, put the pan back on. I've got a video on taking this pan off, and I'll be happy. That way when I'm driving the car, I don't end up with me wondering, oh man, am I sucking any air into the transmission? I doubt it would have happened, but better safe than sorry. I love y'all. Peace out. All right, I shouldn't have said I was done already, because when I looked at this, this is the one I took out, and you can see little areas where the plastic rubber has been grabbed, and that's the threads off of the pipe. The threads have dug into this plastic, which allows it to have the grip so that when you're pulling it out, it actually has some traction. And that's why you can tell, hopefully I can, that I went in a little too far with the pipe where it expands a little bit. And that was what was spreading it out so that it wouldn't come out. Now, I love you all. Peace. All right, I keep realizing I need to record more. So I took a 18 millimeter metric socket, and then I placed it on the closed end on the bottom as I'm driving it up. So this is the way it's going. So I took this, put the socket on the seal, because you sure can't press it in using your fingers. Then as I was holding it, I hit it gently with this hammer and slowly drove it into the hole in the transmission so that it was even. And the idea being that you see this little edge here, you want this to be flush with the bottom of the transmission. So we'll go back to the tranny, and you can see that it's now, hopefully you can see that this edge, this rim, is flush with the transmission. I tried pushing it up with this pipe. It doesn't work. It needs to be driven in there nice and firm. And that's where it was when I was taking it out. Right here, so that it's flush with this lip. So now I'm done. I love you all. Peace out.